Fight fans, welcome back to Carl Prusa MMA. Today, once again, I have the honor of speaking with La Piera. She is Miss Piera Rodriguez, getting ready, returning to the UFC March 14th, taking on Sam Hughes again here. Piera, what's going on? How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling great. Very close to my fight already, and I can't wait.
Absolutely. Last time I talked to you was before you took on Ketlin Souza. You went out there, took out a very tough opponent. Looking back at it, were you happy with the performance?
Yes, I'm very happy. Actually, I was surprised that they give it a split decision because I felt like I was dominating the whole fight, and my whole team and all the fans that talk about it, they saw me dominating the whole fight. So I'm happy with the performance. A fight is a fight, and a win is a win. So I'm happy.
Now obviously you're riding this 2 fight win streak. Obviously before that, the fight against Robertson didn't go your way. Some weird stuff happened in the Ariane fight, but what's it like having that momentum now of a couple wins in a row here?
It feels good, but it's not like before, losing a fight, before like Gillian or something like this. Because on that time, I was too worried about keeping my undefeated and winning a fight and always having, be successful in the decision of the fight. Right now, it's more like I'm enjoying the moment. I'm enjoying my fights, and I just want to give my best performance and show the people what I'm capable of and just enjoy the fight. Before I was too worried about winning or losing. Now it's just me enjoying fights.
Do you feel, obviously since you were able to have a loss in your record, you feel you're fighting more free now? Do you find benefit of experiencing defeat?
Absolutely. I feel like I drop a heavy back from my shoulders because I was fighting only to find a way to keep my undefeated alive instead of enjoying the fight and just releasing La Fiera on the cage. So that was more stressful. Now it's more like, man, I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my moment in my career, and I'm just grateful that I can be doing what I love, and I just want to give the fans the best fights ever.
In my opinion, I really feel like the mental side of fighting outweighs the physical side. You're a person, you seem very mentally strong. Has that always come natural for you?
Well, not always, because I had to go through a lot of stuffs in my childhood, to be the person that I am today. But I feel like the pressure in my life and the hard moments in my life since I was a kid is what it makes me be such a mentally tough human being now on. But it is a thing that built during the time and during, having to go through very bad seasons and stuff. And I have to change my country many times because of the problems in my country and things like that. It just makes you be more aware of how blessed you are in every day, that you choose wake up and you can do what you love to do in life.
So many fans are now watching this sport. Obviously, with it being on Paramount now, you're getting so many eyeballs on it. And I think for the most part, the casual fans, they understand you're trying to get bigger fights to win belts and all this stuff. But very few people understand the fight outside the fight. And to me, that's that fight not to have to clock in at 9 o'clock in the morning, clock out at 5. That's that fight to build financial freedom. That's that fight to live life on your own terms, not follow societal norms, create a message, create a platform, and leave your impact on the world. For you, has this been a big part of your journey?
Absolutely, yes. I never did this for money or for belts or for stuff like that. It's just I love martial arts, and I love to be able today to just train and fight. I used to have two jobs to afford my career. So now it's like, wow, now I just can fight and live with fights, and that's it. And I'm happy about it. I'm enjoying the process. It took me 12 years to be on this point of my career, and it's not something that is going to be easy, but I love to fans to see the person in me, the person who never give up and build her own life and her own dreams, by being persistent, not by being just, being good on whatever she does. No, it was not like that. I just made myself good by persistence.
No, obviously you train over there, Las Vegas, Extreme Couture, Sabina Mazo, some other great training partners out for you. What's it like being in that environment?
It's so good because when you're surrounded with people who is focused and they are not, trying to compete with each other, they're more like focused on development, on growing, on getting better. You feel the energy is different. I always say, like, when you're surrounded by people who doesn't have the knowledge or doesn't have reached their goals, is different because they feel like you're an enemy every time. They feel like they're fighting with each other. They want to step on each other's to be better. But when you reach certain point of life, there is you surround by people who are at your same level, and they are on another, path. They are just trying to be their best, and they're not competing with you. So that's absolutely amazing, and I love to surround myself with people who also thinks like that, who is not in a constant fight with the world, but is they are fighting with themselves and they're trying to push themselves to be the best. So I always try to surround myself with people like that, and with Sabina, Jocelyn, Jessica, Tatiana Suarez, all these girls. This is what I see every day. They're just trying to be their best version, and that's inspiring for me.
Obviously, you represent Venezuela. There's some other Venezuelan fighters. Obviously, Javier Reyes got a big win last night. You have Alberto Montez. He's making the debut this weekend. I think he's going to put on quite the statement. What's it like now, knowing that there's other Venezuelan fighters who might have a big impact in the sport?
Yeah, well, some of them they call me the Capitan because right now I'm, trying to lead the group and just trying to explain the new generation of Venezuelan fighters how to build their career, how to make smart decisions on their career. Because sometimes, in my country we don't have so many opportunities, and we just sometimes we see an opportunity and we want to jump into it even though we're not ready or stuff like that. So I'm trying to teach them, to teach the new generation of fighters in my country how to make smart decisions in this career, so in the future they can build, much more than I've been building on this career. That's my dream, to have a lot of Venezuelan in the UFC, and to support them, and to have a lot of champions, in the world.
You mentioned yourself as being a martial artist. For you, what does it mean to call yourself a martial artist?
For me, it means a lot of things. It means discipline. It means, being like constant in what you do, like every day. And it's more than just fighting. For me, martial arts is like owning a power that you can control your body, and you know how to do damage, but you're not gonna use any damage against anybody unless you have to, so I think martial arts are built from that principle. And sometimes people start to confuse it and they start being too aggressive in their normal life or stuff like that, but that's not real martial artist. Martial artist is someone that know how to defend themselves, but they don't want to defend themselves from any problem. They don't want to create more problems. So we just want to have the skills of being super, like, we just want to have the skills to be empowered of what we do, but we don't have to use it every day because it's not the idea. We want just peace and just be good at what we do.
How do you think you have grown and evolved from your time in combat sports?
What? Sorry?
How do you think you have grown and evolved from your time in combat sports?
A lot, of course, and mostly after my first loss. I think that was like a reborn for me on martial arts, because, like I told you, I was feeling very different about winning and losing before getting my first lose, and then when I lost for the first time, I start feeling martial arts so much different. The fights, I start feeling it more, and I just love it. I just love the paths, the ups and downs.
Obviously in this day and age, so many fans are watching this, and we have a term called the casual fan. So sometimes I think all fans are great before I get into this, but sometimes you might read on Instagram some crazy stuff. You might hear booing when jiu-jitsu guys are doing their thing
Yeah.
on the ground. How do you take some of this? Is it just part of the sport? We have to laugh at it. What are your take on some of this?
I just think a lot of the critics come from not knowing, what we do at that moment. But I understand. I understand most of the fans are paying to see blood and violence and stuff like that, and I used to enjoy that too. I was a fan too, so I understand that side, but I think it's cool when you find fans that understand a little bit deeper of martial arts, and they just admire your work because they understand all the areas, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, all the areas. That's cool too. But I think I'm just grateful that people want to watch us fighting, and I just enjoy. I want to make them happy. I always love more striking than grappling, though. So I don't care, I love to get in there and just punch people faces and just, destroy our body, give our best, and make people scream like in the Coliseum.
So you're getting ready, making your return to the Apex again. You're taking on Sam Hughes for the second time now. Were you a little surprised when they said Sam was the opponent?
Yeah, I was surprised. I was not expecting to fight Sam again, but I'm happy with it. Apparently I'm having troubles to find people who wants to fight me on the top 15. So my moment is gonna come. I've been waiting for a long time to get an opportunity in the top 15, and I know my time will come there, but I'm not in a rush. Like I tell you, I'm enjoying the process, and if Sam is the only one who wants to fight me, I'm good with that, man. I just want to fight, so I'm happy that she finally accepts.
How are you a different fighter this time around fighting Sam?
I'm very different than the first time we fought each other. I was in a different position by that time. That was my second fight on the UFC. I was on my first contract. I was trying to don't risk so much. Like I told you, I was undefeated. I was in a very different moment by that time when we fought the first time, and I actually I see that fight, and I don't like it. I don't like how I fought, but I understand that was what people was asking me on that moment, but right now it's more like I'm more free. I want to fight as hard as I want, and that's it. And now I develop myself, I develop my game. I'm much more aggressive on every area. I have way more jiu-jitsu and wrestling than when we fought the first time. And it's I want to fight. It doesn't matter if it's her, if it's whatever, who it is. I don't care. I just want to fight.
I think it's really interesting about this contest. I think both of you guys, well, not in the top 20, but I think you guys are right outside of it. Like, I think you guys are between 16 and 20 right there with a big win over here. I mean, there's going to be no choice, right? You need a top 15 after this, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for it. As soon as I get the win, I'm gonna ask for it because I've been waiting patiently, but I think it's my time. And I think some people in the top 15, they have to stop being so, like, how can I say? They have to stop running away from the hard situations. They know I'm a problem. They know I'm a very tough opponent, and they don't want to risk their position on the top 15, and they just don't want to give me a fight because I'm not in the top 15. But I think that's just stupid, because if you're a top 15 ranked, then you have to show it. You have to show you deserve it. So it is what it is. Someone is going to have to say yes sooner or later.
I think one thing you really have going for yourself right now, obviously your LFA title fight was such a huge fight for you. But I think more importantly, when you look at that, you're able to fight in deep waters there. You made it to the fifth round. You're able to get a finish in the fifth round. Knowing that you have that experience fighting 25 minutes roughly, does that add more confidence knowing that you're really close to getting the positions where, hey, you might be fighting in a main event in the Apex in the near future?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm confident on my fight game. I know I can fight for 5 rounds, for six, for 10, for whatever I need because I'm a dog. I have the dog inside. So I don't care. And I always tell the UFC I'm ready for a short notice too because I'm an athlete 100% the whole year. So it's not like I have bad seasons or stuff like that. Of course, I can get injured like a normal human being or stuff like that and take a time off. But as long as I am healthy, I know I can fight for the title tomorrow. If they call me, I know I can make some damage on the current championship because I already spar with her. So it's like I know what I'm capable of. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity and the right time and the people to realize how good I am, because I know I can do it.
I think in this day and age, if you really want to be a top 50 fighter, if you want to be a champion, there's no more fighting and taking 2 months off. I mean, you have to train year round. The Diaz brothers
Yeah.
back in the day said, you don't need to get ready when you stay ready. Is that been the
Mhm.
mentality you've had your whole career?
My whole career, I've been like that. Actually, the LFA title, the Dana White contender, the big opportunities in my career, they came from short notice. So I'm always ready to take that, to take that opportunity. Like I told you, I come from a very hard childhood, and for me, it's like you don't have to call me to get ready. I'm ready 24/7. And whatever situation pops up, I'm gonna do the best that I can to handle it. And I'm ready for whatever they bring to me.
Absolutely. You mentioned sparring with the champion, Mackenzie Dern, beat Janaroba, now the champion. Overall, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, that was a tough fight. The Janjirova Mackenzie, that was a really tough fight. I think Mackenzie is very tough when she gets into the octagon. She becomes a very tough girl. So I admire that side of her. We trained together a long time ago in California. I respect her a lot. And like I say, I sparred with her before. I know how tough she is, and I know I can be fighting in the top three tomorrow. I'm not scared of anybody in the rankings. I think I can handle very well with most of the girls in my division. And I'm just being getting ready every day on my life for this type of situation. So when the time comes, I'll be more than ready.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up here, I want to go through some big fights coming up. I want to get your predictions on who's going to win some of these big matchups. So this weekend, we got a crazy main event here. We got Charles Oliveira taking on Max Holloway again. Who wins it?
Ooh, I think Holloway is gonna come back on this one.
So another big one coming up the week after you get done doing your thing. You got Masvar Evloev taking on Lerone Murphy. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Murphy is in a good point of his career right now, so he's on his prime right now.
Absolutely. Then we got a big one that recently just got announced. Yuri Prajaka taking on Carlos Ulber for that 205 title. What are your thoughts there?
Well, I can tell you, Judy is a hard guy to decodify. So I think Judy is gonna find a way to to survive and win this one.
For you, obviously your life is dedicated to fighting. You wake up, you train, you're around fighters 24/7, basically. But for you, have you still been able to remain a fan as well as doing this?
Well, yeah, yeah. I like this. I like the fights, and sometimes I get the time to do it.
Absolutely. All right. Last question for you, Piera. In a perfect world, what is the outcome when you make your UFC return March 14th when you take on Sam Hughes?
Uh Knockout on the first round will be the best ideal situation.
Absolutely. But now another big thing, performance bonuses are now $100,000. Does that pump you up a little bit?
Of course, who doesn't? I think you can see it on the last shows, on the last UFC events. You can see it. We're all super excited about it, and we're all trying to get those bonus now.
Absolutely. Well, Piera, thank you so much for chatting with me once again. So excited for the fight. Can't wait to watch you do your thing.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Absolutely. That's it for us today. I'm Carl Prusa. She is Latvia. She is Mitch. Piera Rodriguez. You can watch her take it on Sam Hughes March 14th. Fight fans, don't want to miss it. Take care.